East Coast gas users, big and small, are being hit by rising costs, with prices more than doubling despite unprecedented expansions in supply. The consumer watchdog blames monopoly price gouging by pipeline owners and the effect of long-term export contracts. ACCC boss Rod Sims says the Northern Territory gas might fill the breach. But how realistic is it, and what is Plan B? Here's Elise Morgan.
In a vast tract of desert in the southern half of the Northern Territory, Central Petroleum plies its trade, searching for and extracting gas. The 59 wells spread across the dry land could ease the supply squeeze, sending prices skyrocketing on the east coast.
The Northern Territory gas pipeline can take 33 petajoules per annum through it. It can be upgraded from there, but 33 petajoules per annum is roughly about 15% of New South Wales requirements.
ACCC Chair Rod Sims is a believer, telling the Northern Territory Gas Conference that the planned gas pipeline from Tennant Creek to Mount Isa, linking the Northern Territory with the East Coast network, may be the monopoly-busting move that could relieve consumers from soaring prices.
This source of gas can really be of great assistance to the East Coast market. It can both be a good source of job creation in the Northern Territory, but also help preserve jobs on the East Coast of Australia.
There are a few problems with the scheme though, including the Territory's brand new moratorium on fracking. There's also questions about whether it could make a return for either producers or new pipeline owners.
This pipeline was largely thought to be a bit of a white elephant right from the beginning. It's not clear what the cost of producing all the gas in the Northern Territory is, and in any event it's going to certainly result in relatively high gas prices in the south.
Absolutely worthwhile. At the end of the day, it's around about a third full at the moment. We have, in our fields alone, existing reserves that can be brought on and fill that pipeline in any event. It has obviously brought down in size because of the potential of a fracking moratorium for shale gas.
He says this could be reversed should there be enough demand from the East Coast and if the price is right.
The new pipeline can be doubled in size through compression, and if there is further gas supplies available, then it can be duplicated through the same easement.
However, the gas still needs to travel through gas pipelines, and this is where huge jumps in costs come from. The ACCC found pipeline operators are charging up to 80% above their theoretical regulated price. The COAG meeting of energy ministers in December has the issue on the agenda, and it's warned pipeline operators that it may move to toughen the regulation on their 20,000 kilometres of pipelines. Regulation that's being pushed by the competition watchdog.
Very few pipelines in Australia are regulated, whereas in the United States and the European community, virtually all of them are. So it's a very different situation.
But that's only part of the fix. Most available gas in Australia is heading to Asia via the big new liquid natural gas plants recently built in Gladstone, Queensland. It leaves East Coast gas consumers reliant on BHP and Esso Bass Strait gas.
In this last winter, gas prices basically in the winter months went up they doubled, or even 200% up in some cases for a couple of months. But on average, I would say prices on the East Coast are up 20 to 30% over a year ago.
Despite those prices though, new supply is not coming on.
You've got an asinine position at the moment where over the last 2 years there's been a two-thirds drop of exploration onshore in eastern seaboard Australia, despite the fact that price has at the city gate doubled.
There are no quick fixes on offer. Those with a gas hot water system or cooktop will continue to see prices rise.
As far as they're concerned, gas prices might go up 5 or 10%, and in fact in some states it's cheaper now to use electricity.
But the problem is more acute for manufacturers.
It's the companies like that produce ammonia and use gas for industrial processes. They're the ones that really face the squeeze. They're going to pay more for their gas, and I don't think there's that much that can be done about it.
That will only tighten the squeeze on consumers, and perhaps more Australian manufacturing and jobs will follow the LNG shipments out to countries with falling, not rising, energy costs.